little bit over a month ago, I posted a video about my first impressions of this thing. It's supposed to be a nausea relief band. And I said I would test it out for a whole month and then give you my full honest opinion. So that's what we're doing today. Fancy meeting you here. My name is Brittany, and this channel documents my life as a mom with multiple chronic illnesses, both mental and physical. I am so glad that you were able to stop by my video, and I hope that you might find anything that I say here helpful, informative, or entertaining for you or somebody that you know. Let's go. As a brief summary, I think you might be able to tell my thoughts on its effectiveness just by seeing that I am holding it like this instead of right here. But hear me out. This is how it works for my personal body. You cannot decide if something will be helpful for you based on what I say it does for my body. However, I did promise that I would tell you what it does for my body, so let's get into that. I happened upon this item on Amazon as I was just perusing one day, and it said that it will relieve nausea. So I gave it a shot, I guess. Let me tell you its claims. It claims to naturally relieve nausea, retching, and vomiting caused by morning sickness, motion sickness, or chemotherapy. It works like a little tense machine. These little probe thingies, you have to put them right in the... Okay, I've tightened my watch now because I don't wear it anymore, but you measure, I think it said like a centimeter or something, down from this fold in your wrist, and then you place this on your wrist pretty tight so that these can stay in contact with your skin. Every few seconds, it sends a little pulse into some nerve right there, I don't know, and that's supposed to relieve your nausea. It comes with 5 intensity levels, depending on how nauseous you feel, I guess, or like just what level you need to relieve your nausea. It does come with 2 of these little band bits. Is it this one? Pretty sure it's this one. There you go. It comes off. I'm using the shorter one. It also comes with a longer one just in case you need some more room to comfortably fit it on your wrist. It's rechargeable. Obviously, it comes with a cord too. It's like a little magnet that sticks right here. The other end's a USB. I have been experiencing some pretty constant nausea for almost a year now. Happy birthday to my nausea next month. Pretty constant nausea, like as soon as I wake up in the morning, nauseous. Anytime I eat, super nauseous. And then at some point, eventually I will vomit from it. But there's always like a base level of nausea. Even sometimes in the night, it wakes me up. So now let me tell you how effective this is for my personal situation. A little, it's like medium low. Yeah, of a thumb. That's medium low thumb, I would say. First of all, it's just annoying. It is annoying, okay? I don't know if mine has a glitch, but it will just turn itself off several times throughout the day. It's very frustrating. I made sure to test it out that even when I'm just like laying on the couch watching a movie or something, or just reading a book, something that really does not require the use of this arm, the one that I wore it on, it still would turn off during those things. So it could not have been my own fault, as if I was not paying enough attention and I just placed my arm in such a way that something pressed on the button without me knowing, and maybe I just unwittingly turned it off myself. I can promise you that is not what happened, because it also happened when I was just not using my arms for an extended period, and then I would notice later that it had shut itself off again. So when I actually reached out to the company to see if something might be wrong with mine, or if they had any advice on how to make it stop doing that, that was less than productive. They did say that it has an auto shut off after 7 hours, but mine shut off like way more often than that. So I don't know if it's just mine or So anyway, already it's annoying, and the customer support is not ideal. Let's talk about its effectiveness when it's actually on sometimes. In my previous video, I did mention that it made my fingers twitch, which was highly frustrating because the pulses go every few seconds and they last for a few seconds. So every few seconds, my fingers would go like this, and I could not control it and reopen my fingers. I just could not. So it kind of made it difficult for this hand to function properly. But as time went on, like after a few weeks of wearing it, I feel like my nerves maybe just kind of got used to it, and then that decreased a lot. It didn't really make my fingers curl up like that anymore unless I increased the intensity, which I did have to do because also the nausea relief kind of wore off as well. So I started out going back and forth between levels 1 and 2. And then I actually had to up it going back and forth between levels 2 and 3. I personally cannot make it past level 3 because the shocks are just too painful for me. I do want to mention though that I have fibromyalgia and allodynia. Allodynia is a condition where just normal touches to your skin can actually be quite painful. So for example, I also can't brush my hair with a regular brush because it literally feels like I am dragging razor blades across my scalp. I don't think I've read any of the reviews from the listing I purchased this from that anybody else had mentioned it being painful for them. So that might just be my own thing, that it's too painful for me to go past level 3. So I don't even know if increasing the level will help my nausea anymore, because the pain is just too much. I can't do it. So at this point, I just don't wear it anymore. I haven't worn it for at least a week, maybe more. And fun fact, I actually had to fish it out from under my bed from when it fell off my dresser like a week ago. But it needed to make its appearance in this video, so I fished it out. I have not been wearing it. That's my point. So every day I had to make the decision, was the nausea worse or was the pain from the nausea band worse? Sometimes the nausea one and I wore it anyway. Sometimes the pain one and I just dealt with the nausea. So ultimately, no matter my decision, I was in some way uncomfortable. My husband also did mention that my body might just like get used to things, you know? My body can just only handle a short period of joy before it's like, never mind, I prefer discomfort. So like all of the meds that I've ever been on in my life, if they work, they would work for a few weeks, maybe a few months. And then my body's like, next, we're done with that one. And it could be the same with this thing. I really don't quite understand how my biology works, but listen to me. Your body is not my body. It could work so well for you. In the beginning, it was actually very helpful in the nausea relief. Again, I didn't ever stop my vomiting. I still vomited, but the in-betweens were a lot more pleasant with the nausea level decreased. So in that sense, I guess if you have the funds to try it, I think it was like $129 or something. If you have the funds to try it out, it might actually be very helpful. And if you don't have to wear it like all day, every day, only for a few hours, that might be very beneficial. So I would say if you are in a position that you are considering this, it might actually help you. But my honest opinion is that it does not really last that long, and it's kind of annoying while it does last. I read a lot of reviews before I decided that I actually wanted to try it, and it has really great reviews. A lot of people really find it helpful, and you could totally be one of those. So the decision is yours, obviously. If you would like to try it, I wouldn't judge you. But really, does that matter anyway if I judged you? Who cares? So if you would like to try it, I will have the link down there to the exact same Amazon listing that I purchased mine from. If you decide to try it, please totally let me know if it worked for you. your feelings about it, how much you love it, how much you hate it. I would love to hear about your experience if you do decide to try one yourself. Or honestly, if you have any more tips and advice to relieve nausea and vomiting, that's not like eat some toast, drink more water. Like obviously, if you have any better tips, I would love to hear that. If you want to leave a comment for me, that would be much appreciated. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for sticking around for the whole of my ramblings today. If you found anything in this video helpful, informative, or entertaining, please let me know with a thumb. Really, in either direction that you feel is appropriate. I love them all. Again, that link will be provided for you in the description box. And remember, chronic illness is tough. So it's a good thing you're tougher. Toodles. Yeah.